as far as going into being mayor, she has a big task ahead of her. She has, like I said, her work cut out for her, and she has a lot of different areas that needs improvement. The thing is that one person cannot do it alone. She cannot fix policing or crime or blights, vacant lands, lack of good taxation on needed properties. She can't fix all of these things by herself. She can't fix the education level or system by herself. None of this can be done by herself.
That's it.
Well, we're glad to be back for another episode of Uplifting Buzz podcast right here with my wonderful co-host, Mr. Marcus Grove of Uplift Mobile. We are back on this awesome, beautiful day, this Thursday of another week. And I think this is the last Thursday of October 2025 as we move into a new month. And I'm telling you, the year is moving so fast, and it ain't waiting on nobody. I ain't thinking about nobody, really. As always, this show is presented to you by Buzz Report Media and Uplift Mobile, and we are honored to have you join us on today and listening in as we continue to bring you some good topics, as always. But we want to remind you that this is a non-biased conversation that we have here on Uplifting Buzz podcast. We don't take sides with one person or the other. We just bring you the facts and keep it a clean, non-biased dialogue about the things that is important and happening around us here in Mobile and surrounding areas. So that being said, we are going to jump right on into our show with Mr. Marcus Grove. Mr. Marcus Grove, how have your morning been, sir?
It's going pretty good. It's a little chilly outside. The weather is definitely changing. But it's a good day to be here in Mobile along the Gulf Coast, feeling this nice Gulf Coast breeze, and looking to get into some good topics on today.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it is getting cold on the outside, man, and you could definitely feel the temperature. When I woke up this morning, walked outside, man, I thought it was already like winter time. I said, well, let me step back in and get a coat, but I proceeded on, hoping that it'll warm up, man, but it'll still a little cool outside. So we're going to get into our show on today, and we're going to talk about, as promised on Tuesday, Prichard municipal elections and what's coming up on Monday and what's happening in the city of Prichard, along with some other topics such as the Mobile inaugural events coming up and the controversial Mobile County Sheriff as well. So stick around and listen to what we are going to talk about on today so you can be informed. And that being said, man, it's a new day in Prichard. A new day. The residents and citizens of Prichard have been praying and hoping for something new, a new leadership, a new vision for the city. They have been hurt over the past decades by different administrations, leadership, those that are employed by the city, whatsoever it may be, from taking money from the city for personal use, just living their life for themselves and off of the citizen tax dollars, while the citizens of Prichard was hurting, and mostly a city that's really going through hardship financially. Then you have, there's not many jobs there. Not many jobs there. The revenue is really it's not there. Not a lot of sustainable businesses there. But Prichard has quite a few industries there that's well known in the city of Prichard. But the citizens have to deal with the crumbling water system. They have to deal with crumbling streets and bridges, parks, facilities that, like community centers. There are not very many community centers in Prichard. In fact, housing, public housing. The list can go on, and on. You have the business owners there in Prichard concerned about business taxes or business fees. How do new businesses come in and, deal with that, and, not getting much in return from the city to support their businesses for being in the city. And we can talk all day about a number of different things about Prichard, but in August and September during the runoff, there were elections held for municipal offices, and that was mayor and city councils, and new leadership was elected. Some chose not to run for a re-election there in the city of Prichard, and those that ran for re-election was not successful in returning to the council or mayor's office in Prichard, because the citizens felt that it was time for a change in new leadership. And that's what we have today in the city of Prichard, new leadership. But Mr. Grove, I'm going to allow you the opportunity to share with us how that new leadership looks for the city of Prichard this week and come Monday morning.
Yes, thank you. Out with the old and in with the new, is a good actual turnover from the previous administration to the new administration, leading with Carletta Davis, who brings in a wealth of financial history and banking backing, with her history for working in finance and the banking industry, as mayor, first female mayor ever. And so that is a very dynamic and important versus the continuous conservative male-led domination of Mobile for so long. But it's interesting to note that with that comes a majority female city council. We have Annie Williams returning for the first district in Prichard. Stephanie Johnson, Norwood, Tracy Hale, Teresa Fox Nettles, who ran an outstanding nail biter. And also we have Roy Smith. So with those districts, along with the fact that you only have one newly elected male city councilman, with a majority female-led city council and mayor, is interesting. I think that, I'm not exactly sure, but I think that is one of the first all over the country to have such a dominant female-led group of leaders here in the city of Prichard. And I think it's interesting. Now, they do inherit a system that has been, by all means, stabilized, but at the same time, long history of destabilization. I congratulate the outgoing mayor as Prichard, but at the same time, the new incoming mayor and the city council in Prichard have some work to do. They have what they call their work cut out for them. And I'm interested to see how their first month, how their first quarter, how their first year goes in office.
Yeah. This is historic for the city of Prichard. 4-1 women leading 5-1, including the mayor, leading the city of Prichard. But just want to make one correction to something you said, opening up with that, because I don't want anybody to attack us and say that we got our facts wrong. This would be the second woman to lead the city of Prichard, but it would be the first Black and African American female to lead the city of Prichard. There was a white female once the mayor of the city of Prichard years ago. I can't think of her name just off the top of my head, but I just want to clarify that because I don't want no one coming at us. We do know our history, and it may be just an oversight on Mr. Grove's part, but we're still excited to have our first black female mayor in the city of Prichard with such knowledge that she have she can bring that she brings into this new role and leadership for the city of Prichard. What's interesting to me, Mr. Grove, in this, I wanted to see who's going to be a part of her staff come Monday. Who's going to help her lead the mayor's office, such a chief of staff? Who's going to be the finance director for the city of Prichard? The finance director is going to be very, very important moving forward in this administration as she seeks to balance the budget and get the house in order financially. Uh, I want to see who she brings in for that position. Also, public works. Do she keep status quo there, or do she go out and bring in someone more, in line with her vision for the city? And many may say, well, what do public works have to do with the city? Well, I mean, it's the working engine of the city that keeps the city beautiful, cleans the streets, protects the citizens, put barricades up or repair roads, signs, clean the ditches, like some of you all need there in the city of Prichard, sidewalks, the parks, the recreation, all that type of stuff. They handle all that type of things throughout the city. And I'm just, interested to see those three positions that, on my radar that I'm watching to see who Mayor Davis brings in to help her lead the city moving forward beginning Monday. And I'm pretty sure they're already doing that behind the scenes right now if she have already chosen them. And then she may have not, locked in on someone, but I'm pretty sure she may have, and they might be already on the job. I'm just curious to know who those individuals are. I mean, because I really want her to have a effective team, and a team that shares her vision as mayor. I just don't like the collision part, bumping heads because, they feel this way and that way. I want them to help lead and follow the vision and lead from that vision to help make Prichard great. Prichard is an awesome city. It has a lot of land, a lot of growth potential, a lot of citizens of all races, if you look at it, but the majority of African Americans, and if the city of Prichard go out and seek what's due to them, Prichard can be a great an awesome city in the heart of Mobile County. I know Land is outpacing and outgrowing. They want to, take the University of Mobile from Prichard. I do know Jimmy Gardner was a fighter for that, to keep Mobile in the University of Mobile in the city of Prichard. But it's going to take tough leadership for the city of Prichard, and I think Mayor Davis, and I'm hoping. I got faith in her that she's going to roll her sleeves up and fight for the citizens of Prichard and for the city of champions, which is the city of Prichard. How do you feel, Mr. Marcus, about Mayor Davis coming into this position? I know you talked a little about it in the beginning, but now that she's been getting to really step into her official role as mayor within days. I'm talking about less than 5 days. Come Monday, are you confident that she's prepared for this task? Because she have a lot. I mean, she has to deal with the police department, the fire department, the water department is great. That's a major concern. I mean, there's a lot that's gonna be on that list. Going into her meetings and as she discussed her plans and vision for the city. How confident or you from a scale of 1 to 10? Elaborate on that for the city of Prichard and Mayor Davis.
Well, Uplift Mobile did a segment on K&J Beauty Supply back in, I think, February, March timeframe, where Carletta Davis was at the event. She spoke confidently. She spoke intelligently. People got a glimpse of who she is. And without her even stepping out on the campaign trail just yet, she electrified the room. Okay. Now, as far as going into being mayor, she has a big task ahead of her. She has, like I said, her work cut out for her. And, she has a lot of different areas that needs improvement. The thing is that one person cannot do it alone. Um, you know, um, she cannot fix policing or crime or you know blights, vacant lands, lack of good taxation on needed properties. She can't fix all of these things by herself. She can't fix the education level or system by herself. None of this can be done by herself. And I say that to say that, like you mentioned, she would need. It's interesting to see who she puts in place for these things. And in a lot of ways, I think that even when she does put some people in place, there's no reason for her to feel that they should stay for the entirety of uh, her duration as mayor. If she doesn't see them fit within 30 days, get them out of there. Maybe 60 days or 90 days. If they're not doing exactly what she needs them to do, if they're not going, 90 miles a minute like she should be, then she needs to get him out of there. Prichard is the type of, Spiro Chair God is coming to his mayorship in Mobile. He's comfortable. He's relaxed. He's chill right now. And he has the right to be. Mobile's not perfect, but, Sandy Stimson and the city council has left it in good hands. Prichard, on the other hand, is in what I would think dire state of emergency. And
Right.
it has been decades. And so for someone like Carletta Davis stepping into her spot, she needs to be, I mean, short of overdoing it, she needs to be and have a staff in place that's gonna go, 90 miles a minute at every single second during working hours. They don't need to stress themselves out necessarily, but they need to get to the point where they're fluid, they're meeting frequently, they're getting things done. I think that a lot of communication between the administration and Prichard and Mobile need to communicate better. Mobile has a history of not communicating with the city of Prichard. I think that the Mobile County Commissioners could do a way better job. They have not done a great job at all in themselves. And a lot of that is because of alignment with ideals and this party line indifference crap that we see here in the South. And at the federal level as well nowadays. With the Mobile County Commissioners, they should be doing a lot more, really, to bring about the cohesion of Mobile County. Mobile is a big county, but I think that because of Mobile City being the city of Mobile getting more funding, more publicity, more, talk about that people look at Mobile as, the spotlight. But, you have other cities involved, Yes, you have other locations, but are they full blown cities like Prichard? Check us off,
Right.
Prichard now. No, um, and although they try to be cities, they're not exactly receiving the funding and like they should be. Mobile's receiving funding. Prichard, on the other hand, needs to do a lot better, and I think that Carletta stepping into this space has a work cut out for her. But it really is going to speak volumes on who she puts in place. Now, who she puts in place, how successful they are, the ability to work together is an issue. You have to work together. There's no reason why you shouldn't. And then, because of the dire state of emergency that Prichard's in, the city council has to work fluently with the mayor, right? And so in Mobile, for instance, you have a mayor that works alongside the city council, but kind of separate. And if the city of Prichard follows that same path, you're gonna see some of the same old type of behaviors, warring against each other, type of thing. And I just think that in a lot of ways, the city council in Prichard and the mayor needs to be on one accord. And, it's going to take some bold leadership. I wonder who's going to be that second in command, or that lieutenant mayor, so to speak, or that chief of staff. I wonder who that person will be.
Right. Can you hear me?
So in a lot of ways, we have a continuing of political woes that may continue, but I'm looking forward to the mayor of Mobile doing a lot better, having a lot more leeway, a lot more success in this regard than we have previously seen. And it's possible. It really is possible that we can really get into more what you would call success than what we have seen previously. So what we have is two separate but equal, I think, entities. You have the city of Mobile, the city of Prichard, and all over the South, is going to be inaugurations on Monday. Now, the one for the city of Prichard is at 10 a.m. And I know that Spirit Chair Goddess will also be inaugurated in the morning morning of Monday as well. I think that it's imperative to understand that Monday is going to be turning over a new leaf for most of the South, and we will see exactly how it goes. I find it interesting, especially with the District 2 issue in Mobile. So, what do you think, Mr. Gary? How are you feeling about all of this?
Well, okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what happened to my microphone. It got I don't know what got crossed up, man. I'm sorry about that, but we're back. All right. So, Monday, for the city of Mobile, is what you're talking about right now, right? I want to take it back before I get into that, to what you was talking about for Prichard, man. Prichard, man, I'm just, let me say it this way. I'm happy for Prichard. In a way, I'm happy that, number one, that we have new leadership for the city of Prichard, and mostly, women. Women are hard workers. Let me say that, and let me congratulate women. Let me give them their props, because women are really not recognized and appreciated like they should be. And each of these women, some ran unopposed, like Johnson and Williams up in the 8 Mile District 1 area. These women all ran and supported each other for the same cause and vision for the city. It's also interesting to know who's going to be the new city council president. for the city council for the city of Prichard. And I'm outside looking in. I do not have no inside knowledge of this, but I'm thinking that Councilwoman Stephanie Norwood Johnson is the leading candidate for that position. But I hope and pray that every leader in Prichard, from council and mayor, come together and work together and not fight against each other for the betterment of the city and to help get Prichard in order and on a positive track so that the city can benefit from positive leadership and things to come in the future. But it's remained to be seen. But our hope is here. Our hope is there. That this going to happen for the city of Prichard, and they're going to work on behalf of the people for the city of Prichard. Moving to Mobile, come Monday on Monday, Spiro takes office. Who was with him? Ingram and Bo Flemings will also be sworn into new leadership on Monday. And you have returning council members there. Man, I have mixed feelings about Mobile, Mr. Grove. I really do. And I hate to say it that way. It's only because of this. I'm just so used to in politics and maybe we move past this. I don't know. I haven't, but maybe we have moved past this. I just expect if there's incoming leadership, same with Prichard. Now, in Prichard, Mayor Davis, she held a listening session to hear from her citizens in every district throughout the city. Okay. I haven't seen that in Mobile. I haven't seen, any talks of transition from an old mayor to a new mayor. I haven't seen anything published or talked about for the plans for the city, what's on the agenda, how, and I'm mostly concerned, and I'm not saying, I don't want anybody to feel that I'm racist or one-sided about none of this, because like I said, we non-biased about what we're talking about. Even though some people feel that's not true, but we are. What are they going to do for the African American community? What is the administration going to do? And what are these 3 black council members on the council is going to push in these next 4 years for the African American community? Now, let me say, I see they broke ground yesterday on this $11 million redevelopment of Martin Luther King Avenue. And I tell people all the time, I'm not against that. I'm happy. I love the idea. I love that something is being done to bring back the avenue, what used to be called Davis Avenue. It's going to make it look good down through there. But what's on the outside of those streets? Those communities those streets that Martin Luther King leads to, like the bottom, 5 Points, all of those areas back up in there. The citizens are still dealing with blight and, housing that need to be repaired. No community centers. I know they have the basketball there on Martin Luther King, but besides that, where do the kids go? Where can the families go to enjoy? I know they have the Thomas Center up there off Lafayette. But I'm just saying in the neighborhoods, in those neighborhoods further down Martin Luther King, where this construction began to take place behind, the community college and everything. But I'm just wondering about this administration moving forward, and maybe next week we'll find that out. And I'm pretty sure he'll start doing some interviews starting Monday. And discussing, his plans for the city, who's going to be here and there and whatever. But I wish I would have known that before Monday. And I'm wishing Spiro well, and I pray that he leads well, leads fairly, and be the mayor for all people. Not some, not just the rich, not just the contractors, not just the engineers, not just the wealthy, but all the citizens of Mobile, because we all pay taxes. We all in need, lead with fairness and equal opportunity for all. That's what I'm looking for. And, like I said, I guess Monday or next week will tell it all. How do you feel about this new administration coming in regards to moving East I-65? Let's say that. That's moving East I-65 forward.
Well, I think that it would be a continuation of believing that cities like, a little bit north of there, Prichard, for instance, their own business. I think that, moving the downtown area, East I-65 forward, especially when it comes to businesses that are moving downtown, I think that that's going to be the main purpose, the main issue in a lot of what they're doing. Now, when it comes down to who the focus would be on, well, he is an attorney, he is a lawyer, a judge, and I think that that would be more of in line with those special interest people that he goes for, that he protects, that he moves up that echelon. And with that being said, I think that in a lot of ways we're looking at a continuation, right? Family Stimson. Obviously, it's going to be a little different, but if it's going to be for the people, for all the people, I just have to digress until it happens. For right now, I would say that it's incongruent with the current flow of things. It is truly KI for all the people of Alabama. If an honest person was to answer that question, they would probably say no. Was Sandy Stimson? Did he actually go to all areas of Mobile and get their take on their opinions? That was negative. He didn't do it in the 12 years that he was in office. Now Spiro, he's a little bit more active. He's a lot more active actually. But in the grand scheme of things, those particular people who advocated for him that were a shock to most. I when we go back to the locations and talking all day, he's actually there. I just don't see that happen. But I do have high hope for him. I hope he gets out and get it, go after it, the next thing, be mobile. That would be great. That would be great. Very active in all the communities. Good luck to him and wish him. But we would definitely have to add the staff that puts in place. And just as Carla was saying, have to look at the staff that he puts in place. And uh, will that staff be representative of all of Mobile? Most likely. So, um, good luck, and I look forward to seeing some improvement.
Yeah, downtown Mobile is growing in business, in industries, tourism, the cruise ship down there. Now they may have two, beginning next year in the spring, they'll have two. A river cruise and then carnival cruise down there. You got the Amtrak station up and running. You have the convention center down there bringing in events, the new civic centers going up, and then you got the first hockey team back that's going into the civic center. You have a new high rise on the other side of the convention centers coming with retail and apartment and offices. downtown is growing. The airport now is downtown, opening up next year. That's be bringing more people to the downtown area, more business and more traffic. But I want to say this. I want to see more African American businesses downtown and allowed to come into downtown. I know one time during Sandy's Stimpson's administration, the young black ladies that wanted to do I think it was a sports bar downtown. I think they finally got it open, but they were met with such opposition. And many believe that the opposition was because there was, African Americans bringing another, club or bar or sports bar downtown. But you see a lot of the bars and sports bars and you ride down St. Louis Street, you see all of the new sports bars and hangout places down there that's owned by white citizens of Mobile. But you don't want African Americans to bring in new, and I'm tired of this this casting this outlook as if blacks come, crime come. Blacks don't always bring the crime. There's crime in every race. But blacks do bring the money. Let's say that. You want us to come to you to patronize your business and help your business grow and be successful, but you don't want us to provide the same services and business downtown or in any area and be successful as well. I think that's racist or, or whatever you want to call it. But let's move past that and let everybody get a piece of the pie. So we all can be a part of Mobile and the growth of Mobile. As the mayor Sandy Stimpson campaigned on and made it a slogan of his administration, one Mobile. I haven't seen really one Mobile. We still divided in so many ways. Our communities are nearly divided in so many ways. We have to come together in one mindset that, in order for us to be successful and to be one Mobile, we have to be inclusive of all and bring all to the table and allow all to be successful and get a piece of the pie. That's what I think about Mobile. Another thing, Mr. Grove, just before we move on to our final topic, crime in Mobile, we have to have a strong platform and plan to combat crime throughout the city of Mobile in all areas, not just Pacific black areas. I know that's the majority of it, but crime is happening all over the city and originates from another community that we're not talking about as well, and it just brought back to sometime to black community, and that's where the crime happens, and that's where the statistics are in the black community because the crime happens in the black community. But we have to be fighters of crime in all areas, all 7 districts, so that the crime rates can go down. Now, they say crime rates have fallen under Sandy Stimpson administration. I'm here to tell you I don't see that. And I say the incoming Mayor Spiro has a challenge on his hand to come up with a plan and present that plan to the people to secure this city and reduce crime. Because crime has not been reduced substantially in this city. It's only getting worse and it's increasing. I don't care how they put it on black and white to make themselves look good, but that's not the case. And there's a lot of crimes that go unreported in certain areas. So we have to be fair about this and be inclusive. I think Mayor Simpson and the other mayors have tried this, put together a citizen committee to give feedback and suggestions to the mayor's administration about certain things in the community. I hope Spirit will do the same thing, and I hope it be a much more active committee. We need a citizens committee and representatives from all districts that knows these districts and knows the concerns of it, and not just the status quo people. Everybody's always, I mean, because if it change have not come uh, uh, previously under these same individuals, what you expect is going to change in the future? Let's bring in some new faces, new voices, new ideas, and try to incorporate that into the administration, the plans for the city, and help move the city forward as one Mobile, united for the cause of progression for all people, so all people can be successful. And that's my take on the city of Mobile as we move into new administration on Monday. But we talked about Prichard, we talked about Mobile, unless you have anything else you want to pick up on. But man, Paul Burch have made it clear that he's running again, and he wants to be the boss 4 more years as the sheriff, the top cop of Mobile County. Hey, he have that right. Ain't nobody stopping him. So be it. Run. But I think he's going to have a challenge come 2026. What's your thoughts?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say that his proclamation that he's not done yet is indicative of his intentions. But when you allude to him having a challenge coming, I believe that it's definitely going to be from Paul Prime. You know, Paul, like you said, Paul against Paul. I think that would be a nail biter. But you have a lot of conservatives that will be voting for Paul Burch. I think that in this case, you may get, and it'll be sad to say, you may get a lot more individuals who go out to vote, who vote for Robert Drummond, who may get actually out and vote for Paul Prime. You know, I do see Paul Prime entering that race and it being a Paul against Paul. It will be very exciting, regardless of who wins. But at the same time, we need more newer leadership. We need a better person than what Paul Burch has exhibited over the years,
Right.
and that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, I do see Burch having 1 or 2 challengers come next year, and I'm pretty sure they're lining up right now. And like I said, I know we are going into the holiday season, and a lot of candidates have started announcing on state levels their candidacies for like state representatives, state senators. We haven't seen much in these local races, but it is expected for re-elections and new challenges to these elected officials come over the next couple of months. As people pray about it with their families, organizing their campaigns, putting the pieces in motion. But yeah, and like I said on Tuesday, Paul Burch, if he decides to get in that race, he's going to be a top challenger to Paul Burch. And that's the one that, like I said, unless we see somebody jump into this race that we don't know that's going to get into it. But Paul Prime is the one that's going to be the one he needs to worry about. And I also say, let's watch out to see who runs on the Democratic ticket. For in the fall, or will we have a primary in May for sheriff on the Democratic side? We don't know, but it's just very interesting to see who may jump in to run against Paul Burch or whoever that Republican nominee is from the Democratic side as well. And this would be also one of the top talked about races locally for Mobile County outside of the governor and lieutenant governor and stuff like that in Congress. And the U.S. State Senate seat. I mean, we have a lot of races that we talked about in 2026 that they're going to affect the people. But locally, right here in Mobile County, man, this is it. And Paul Burch have not really, like you said, made a good name for himself over the last 4 years. He's been very controversial, man, in a lot of things, from Prichard to Mobile, Just a number of things, man. But hey, everything remains to be seen. He may not get a challenge at all. Who knows? We just talk. We outside looking in. But it's guaranteed to know that somebody is going to jump in that race against Paul Burch from Mobile County Sheriff.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm interested to see it. You know, but just recently, looking at his Halloween decorations in his yard, obviously you can decorate your yard however you want to, but with him being a public figure, it's one of those type of things that you have to be cognizant, be mindful, be respectful, you know, and you just don't see it in him. Now, Paul Prine, on the other end, has ran an honorable race,
Yeah.
even though you know. And I applaud him. I applaud him for what he has done thus far. Um, Now, of course, his desire to still be a Trump supporter is his own prerogative. But he's actually voiced why he is, and a lot of it is Christian value, legitimate Christian
Uh huh.
value, versus other people like Charlie Kirk, who play into this Christian value thing, but in reality is a racist, um, or was. So, I think that when it comes down to real Christians who align with the evil person like Trump, I can understand from that perspective, against abortion, against gay rights, legitimizing those type of institutions, behaviors into public school systems. I understand, but at the same time, you know, I would be eager to have a conversation with him. Does he support all of what Trump says? And for a person like that, I believe that will say no. I understand. But then again, that party line, loyalty that we've seen, even with recent, commodity figures and spiritual guidance, I see him going on with the lyrics of that. uh, So, in a lot of ways, I'm eager to see what he will be into, what he will uh, going for.
Yeah, same here. It's a race, to be watched. It's going to be very interesting. Come 2026, which is next year. And we'll pay a good amount of attention to it, to see, what happens. Just want to give you all a quick update what the Buzz Report is working on today. Coming up on the Buzz Report at buzzreportnews.com. We'll be bringing you some updated news out of Mississippi. Several police officers and the county sheriff over in Mississippi has been arrested today by the FBI for an alleged drug operation. And we'll be bringing that to you. That is breaking news out of the state of Mississippi, as that sheriff department and police departments over there go through this organized drug operation that have been busted up, that have been operated by elected officials, county sheriffs, and those that we depend on to keep us safe and to take drugs off the streets, and that is police officers over in the state of Mississippi. And this have happened this morning, but we are working to get this published and bring you some news about what happened over in the state of Mississippi. Listen, the government shutdown is continuing. We are we are a few days away from the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. There have not been any movement from either side on passing a continuing resolution to keep the government, to open the government back up and open, to reopen the government, let me say, and keep it going on a short-term basis or a long-term basis. There's no resolution on the SNAP benefits. Now the WIC benefits may be in trouble. I do know that the Democrats said they would vote for one senator, Republican Senator Bill, and that's the senator from Missouri, Senator Hawley. Bill, but it has not come up for a vote yet on the SNAP benefits to try to keep the SNAP benefits going for November. But as you know, come Friday night at midnight, benefits for SNAP will be ended or suspended temporarily until the government reopens, and states would not be issuing those SNAP benefits to millions of Americans. So the fight continues in Washington. Many federal workers have begun to go to food banks to try to get food, to put food on their tables while they're not receiving a paycheck. But at the same time, these same employees still continue to go to work for a government that is not paying for them. So, and then I heard a question asked yesterday on the national media. Is it called slavery? And the representative of the union said, yes, that's what you call slavery when you're not getting paid for what you do, and you put hard work into it. So, yeah, man, that's what's happening. Mr. Grove, open enrollment. Also, I think this weekend or next week, open enrollment starts for Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act as well. But we are most definitely in open enrollment for Medicare, and you are assisting individuals that need assistance with that. And let everybody know before we get out of here how you can help them and how they can get in contact with you.
Yeah, so for anyone that are considered disabled or 65 and older, you can contact us at workwithgip.com. That's www.workwithgip.com. Contact us, contact us for all of your Medicare needs. And, we can definitely assist you with that. I know that open enrollment, like you said, for Obamacare is coming up. And this is just a time to be wary of the plans that you're in. So if you need assistance or need any type of help with that, just contact us with workwithgip.com.
Awesome. So you heard it for yourself, how to get in contact. You visit that website. Make sure you get yourself covered. Make sure that you have your family members, your grandparents, your mothers, fathers, in some type of insurance plan. Make sure that their current insurance plan fits their needs. And if you have any question about it, you're unsure, or you don't understand it, that's why Mr. Marcus Grove is here to assist him and his team to make sure those things are happening for you and your loved ones. So make sure you contact them at the website that he provided, and he would be able to get back with you and help you with that. With that being said, man, this has been another great show of Uplifting Buzz Podcast. We are grateful for each and every one of you for joining in with us and listening to our podcast. Remember to share it with your loved ones and your friends. Join us on our website at www.upliftingbuzzpodcast.com to listen to this episode again if you missed it, or share it with your friends, or listen to all of our previous episodes. Also on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon. We are there. We everywhere. Take the time to like, share, and subscribe to Uplifting Buzz Podcast, and we greatly appreciate it. Until Tuesday, have yourself a great weekend. Don't trick or treat too hard. Please be safe, and we'll see you in a new month, in the last November, the 2020. God bless you.